Good morning. Welcome to the Civic Center Scoop. This is your August edition, bringing you all the events and details on upcoming events at the Peoria Civic Center. We're going to be talking with the people behind the scenes that make the events happen. We are broadcasting live in a cozy little studio on the Peoria Riverfront on PeoriaLife.com. Today we're going to talk about St. Jude runs coming up all week. The Memphis runners are already on their way back to Peoria, and Saturday the finish line will be at the Peoria Civic Center. After that, we're going to talk with Jenn Gordon from Ignite Peoria, another creative event that'll be at the Civic Center next weekend. So, with no further ado, let's welcome our special guest, Tina Pizzuti from St. Jude Runs. She is the regional event specialist and in charge of the big telethon. Welcome.
Yes, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so busy week for you guys.
Yes, it's been a very busy week. We just sent the Memphis runners off yesterday in Memphis.
Excellent.
And so they are on their way home right now. And then we actually have some additional satellite runs that are leaving today. We actually have St. Louis that's leaving today.
Awesome.
But there are over 30 satellite runs that are going to be heading to the Civic Center on Saturday.
Wow, amazing. So about how many runners participate in this event?
Oh my gosh, we have probably about 2,500 runners.
Wow.
So, and then we have so many people that come down to the Civic Center for the telethon. So we see, around 6,000 people that come to the Civic Center for the telethon day. So
Awesome.
It's exciting.
Saturday's a big day. Let's step back a little bit. So each of these runners with St. Jude runs, they raise money beforehand in order to run. Is that correct?
Yes. So to be a St. Jude runner, you are required to raise at least $1,000 to participate in any of the runs. So if you're a Memphis runner, you have to raise money beforehand. But even if you're a satellite runner, you do have a goal that you have to hit before you even head out on the run.
I've seen so many events going around town. I mean, starting way back in January of fun events that benefit St. Jude. I mean, it's amazing. If you haven't heard about St. Jude yet, you're not in Peoria.
Yes, yeah. So that's what's really cool about St. Jude is there's just so many different ways to get involved. So if you're not a runner, you can still support St. Jude, or you can still support the runs, or you can still support the telethon with all of our different types of events that are happening. We actually just had a game feed.
Game feed?
Yeah, game feed. So, I mean, pheasants and whatever. It's not really my jam, but so really for all different types of people, if you're an athlete, then you can run. We have walks. There's just a lot of different ways to get involved.
Yeah, and there was a big softball tournament, right? That benefits St. Jude.
Yeah, so there's the Brad Wallen tournament, which is in Chillicothe, and that is a huge tournament that raises over $100,000. Then we also have just some teams that will raise money specifically for St. Jude.
That's amazing.
Like outside of that tournament. So.
I know we've been doing a number of the block parties. Morton does a kids run. Just so many events in Peoria they add to.
Yeah, the Kids Money Madness raised over $80,000 this year. I cannot believe that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, it was a job just hosing my daughter down afterwards, getting the mud out of all the crevices. All right, so this week is the accumulation of all that work that the runners and your staff have done throughout an entire year planning for this. The runners are on their way from Memphis. The other teams will kick off, and they all end in one location.
Yeah, so the telethon is one of my favorite events because it really is the culmination of everything that we've been doing for the last year. So, the telethon actually started raising about $80,000, and this year we should potentially pass the $10 million mark.
Oh my gosh,
So,
that'd be a record, right?
that would be a record year for us. It's really setting the bar high for next year. But yeah, it's an opportunity for us to showcase all of the different events and fundraising that folks all around the Peoria and Central Illinois area do for the kids of St. Jude. So it's not just the runs, but we have a lot of other events too that we'll be able to present checks on the night of the telethon. And then we also have some VIPs that sit on the phone banks and answer phones, and then they also raise money for us as well. So on the night of the telethon, the runs will probably do $4 or $5 million, and then our VIPs will raise over $500,000.
So the run is really only, what, a third or a quarter of the fundraising?
Right.
The rest comes from just donations and other events?
Donations and other events. Yeah, we have over 150 events in the Central Illinois area every year, and some of them are for the run, and then some of them are like our Dream Home campaign that raises $800,000. And then we also have dinner, gala, golf events that do some fundraising for us as well. So
awesome. So the runs come in the afternoon, correct? They all kind of start arriving.
Yes.
And what time does the telethon start?
So the telethon, what's cool about the telethon is we actually have 2 different locations. We're at the Civic Center, but then we also are in Bloomington at the Shirk Center. So the telethon technically starts at 6:30, but that first half hour is only in Bloomington.
Okay.
And so that's as we're getting all of the runners ready to come into the Civic Center, but then we go live from the Civic Center at 7 o'clock.
Okay.
So then every hour we have different VIPs answering phones and different runs presenting checks. And yeah.
So the telethon starts with the runners running in, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So we have a runners parade, and we have a lot of great talent from WEK that come out and welcome in all of the different
Gina's
runners.
out there every year.
Yep. Jess gave Gina all of her cards, so she knows
Excellent.
everything that's happening with all the different runs that are coming in. So, yeah, she is welcoming all the runners in. So we kind of go back and forth between Bloomington at the Shirk Center and downtown Peoria, and then at 7 o'clock, once that hits, that's when we
Go to Peoria, the
go
parade.
to Peoria and do the runners parade. And
Folks can come down to Peoria. Maybe they'll get on TV, but they can cheer on the runners. It's like it's truly a parade.
yes, yeah. So I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually had a lot of emails this week that are like, can we come to the telethon? And absolutely, we would love for people to come down to the Civic Center. We have the Run Day Fun Day, which you obviously know a whole lot about. But if you probably know someone that's either a runner or a VIP or maybe is presenting a check, and we come on down and see what we have to offer.
So they can come into the building as well. So they can come and cheer outside.
Yep.
And then they can come inside, check it out. Okay.
And the best part, I mean, maybe not the best part, but definitely a big perk is, again, the Chick-fil-A truck is going to be there. So for the 3rd year in a row, Chick-fil-A will be there handing out fresh chicken sandwiches.
I got to apologize. I don't know how many of those sandwiches my kids ate last year.
No, it's totally fine. I like stand at the end of the truck and I'm like, just hit me with a sandwich, please. Thank you.
Well, I know after coming in off the run, I run the Bartonville. After coming in off the run, you're a little hangry.
Yep.
Like, give me food.
You deserve a chicken sandwich. For
That
sure.
hit the spot. Yeah, exactly.
Well, then we also have the runners reception. And so Vonti's is a really great donor of that, as well as Kroger. So they help with the runners reception. So I'm also working with a committee that sets all of that.
But how many people do you feed in that reception? I know the Civic Center's got it all set up already. All the tables are out.
So in terms of what we've purchased, in terms of forks and all of that kind of stuff, we've purchased enough for 6,000 people, but we'll probably feed around 3,500 because not everyone will go in and eat. But
it's amazing how many people you get in and out of that line and how quickly. I mean, I know when we come in, the lines are long, but they move so quickly.
They move so quickly.
They really do.
Yeah, Brad and Todd are the two that run that whole runners reception thing, and they do such a great job. So it really is a community.
And I know the telethon is amazing to watch if you've ever seen a telethon on TV. This is your opportunity locally to come see one, a really big one done live. And you're live on TV. I mean, it's kind of really cool to be in the atmosphere.
Yes, I feel a little bit like Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show, and a little bit like a producer. But yeah, it's we work very closely with WEK and Steve Shaw. He puts together the log, and so that's what we've been doing this whole week is tweaking how everything, I guess, goes in terms of their run a show. So yeah, it's just it's a really big event.
It's a live show, essentially. So do you literally map out exactly how the show is going to unfold?
Every minute is mapped out. So we've been in touch with all of our different check presenters. We have 3-minute match sponsors. And so we're like, you have to be there. 7:41 is the time that you go on. I'm like, not a minute later. So, it's... And
then throughout the telethon, of course, you're interviewing special guests. I know I've seen many St. Jude patients on there, or survivors. And then the teams as well.
Yeah.
And like you said, local events are presenting checks.
Yeah, so that truly is one of another. I have so many favorite parts of the telethon, but that is one of my favorite parts is seeing current patients that are, they're in treatment, but then we have a lot of past patients, that now are sitting on the phones, or maybe they're runners and they're raising money, or they bring their families to come, and that truly is one of our one of the best parts about St. Jude is seeing a patient who has completed treatment has moved on with their life and now is married and has kids,
Yeah.
and you know, they're able to take part in
Yeah.
a great fundraising event.
It really is. I mean, the whole fundraising behind this event, when you get to see directly who it goes to, it just makes it so heartfelt.
Yeah.
I know a couple years ago we were out on the road in the middle of the country, and some woman was driving by and waved out her window and was beeping like crazy. And her son was a St. Jude patient, and she was like, "You saved my son's life. Keep going." I was just like, "Oh my gosh."
I know, that definitely gives you that little push when you're like,
Yeah.
I'm feeling tired.
Not anymore.
And I know, not anymore.
Yeah.
It fills your heart, and
Yeah.
yeah, it definitely helps.
It really does. Well, and then so then I'm just kind of thinking about, the exhibit halls. I walked through them yesterday and kind of looked at the setup. In addition to the whole food reception and the telethon, there's also your store, correct?
Yes, so we have a St. Jude store. So as we mentioned before, you can come on into the exhibit hall. It's not just for people who are going to be on TV. If you want to pick up some St. Jude swag, we have all sorts of stuff that's going to be for sale. So stuff that's specifically for the runs, that'll say St. Jude runs on it. But then we also just have basic, regular St. Jude branded materials like these
Our
wonderful
lovely
pins that we have. Yep, we'll have lots of those, but just a lot of great St. Jude stuff. So we can really spread some awareness about what we're doing.
And it all helps the bottom line.
That all helps the bottom line.
So more money can go to the kids. I mean, that's the ultimate goal,
yeah,
right?
and that is what is so wonderful about St. Jude is, a family doesn't pay St. Jude for anything, not treatment, travel, housing, or food, and that comes 75% of what St. Jude does comes from individual donations. So that's from people like here in Peoria.
Yeah.
They are helping feed
Make
a child and
yes.
make a difference and, do the research and take care of the treatment and all of that. So, yeah.
You guys are doing
awesome.
incredible work. Incredible.
Yes.
Well, new this year, you mentioned it was the Run Day Fun Day. So they're going to have some interesting things going on downtown all day. So even though the telethon doesn't start till 6:30, if you're not out and about watching a runner on a country road, cheering them on in the local communities, you can still come downtown starting at noon, and they'll have a shuttle going around to lots of participating businesses are donating part of their proceeds. But it could be a really fun day to just hop around downtown on a shuttle. And the shuttle's, is it free? I think the shuttle is free. I know at the Civic Center on the outdoor patio, which is where a lot of families kind of gather to wait for their runner, their loved one, to come in. We'll be having family activities down there, so that it will include some balloon fun, some face painting, a sign making station, so they can make a sign ahead of time that says, "Good job, Mom," or whatever. So that'll be a fun new addition this year.
And we actually got some additional cheering stuff too. So we have like cowbells and those like sticks that you bang together.
Yeah.
So
More cowbell.
more cowbell. Exactly.
Make the noise. The runners love it. I know coming in, it's amazing how many people are downtown like waiting for you.
Yeah, no, I'm excited about the Run Day Fun Day because once the runners are coming in, especially kids, we don't really know what to do with them. So this will be an opportunity to
Well, and the key is, as someone who's a runner, and my husband had the kids. My kids are a little bit older now, but when they were toddlers, it's really hard to entertain a toddler.
As you're waiting for them.
As you're waiting.
Like,
I mean,
where are you guys?
Their time limit runs out about an hour. It's
So this is perfect.
So it's fun things to do, but there will also be, I know, concessions out on the Civic Center patio too. So if you didn't think ahead on the snacks part and you can't wait till they come inside, there will be concessions out there too. So fun new addition to the event this year.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
Excellent. Anything else we need to know about the St. Jude Telethon this Saturday?
It's this Saturday. Tune in, WEK News 25. And I'm sure that you know a runner or a VIP out there. So you're probably seeing all these links on Facebook. So go on Facebook and donate. Find a runner or a VIP that you know and support them.
Absolutely.
Because that is helping us find cures and save children.
Yeah, and beware, there will be runners and pedestrians all over the roads throughout the greater area.
Yes. Yep, drive safely.
So give them a honk. I know whenever we're running, we love it when people drive past and give us honks and waves out the window. That's always fun to get. So, well, thank you so much, Tina, for, your hard work all year long for such a wonderful cause and for joining me this morning.
Yes, of course. We're excited.
So
So everyone tune in.
Yay, excellent. All right. So St. Jude Telethon this Saturday at the Peoria Civic Center should be a wonderful event. Cheer on your runners, make a donation of most importantly, and then come on down and check out what the event has to offer. So the following weekend, after St. Jude wraps up at the Civic Center, the following weekend we have another event coming. Now, I didn't mention it with Tina, but St. Jude Telethon's been going on for 40 years. We are now stepping back to a fairly newer event, welcoming Jenn Gordon, who is Executive Director of Ignite Peoria, a really creative, fun, artsy event at the Peoria Civic Center, and entering the 4th year, correct?
Yes, we're in the 4th year, yes. And Ignite Peoria is just this absolutely fantastic opportunity for families to come together and to really explore all of the creative opportunities that our community has to offer. And hopefully people are inspired to continue on exploring all of those different opportunities throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
So it really is a launch pad for being involved with community arts and creative sciences throughout the whole year.
Wonderful. I can't wait. So now it's in the exhibit halls, correct?
It's in the exhibit halls. This is the 4th year. And really, when we're talking about Ignite, we're talking about all things creative. So there's this buzzword in education right now that's called STEAM learning. Mm-hmm. You've probably heard that, right?
Yes, I've heard of it. I've got children.
Yeah. So it's the hot word right now: science, technology, engineering, arts, and math.
Okay.
Right? So it all comes together, and that's really what Ignite is all about. It really hinges upon hands-on interactive learning experiences that engages all of those components. We have, in the heart of the exhibit halls, we've got all of the booths. So that's going to be your creation stations, what we call them, where people can come and learn everything from painting to how to do needlework, to how to do weaving on an actual loom, to doing pottery.
They can actually get their hands on it and do it.
They can actually get their hands on it and do it.
Is there a cost for that?
Well, it's general admission to get in.
Okay.
Some different stations have a small fee if you're going to make and take something home with you. But there are plenty of just completely free either demonstrations or hands-on opportunities to learn. So it really is absolutely fantastic. So we have that portion of it kind of in the center. Towards the very back of the exhibit halls, you have the Midwest Makers Fest.
And what's that?
Midwest Maker Fest. So this is absolutely fantastic. It brings together all of the makers and kind of the techies in our community. This year, it boasts the largest robotics competition in the Midwest.
Robotics is hot right now. I've been seeing more and more of that.
Yes, and it's a big deal. So if you have kids or if you yourself are really interested in seeing robots actually fight each other in a rink, that's what you can experience at the Battle Bots at Midwest Maker Fest.
That sounds pretty neat.
It's really kind of cool. And sometimes people ask me, like, well, so what's the tie-in with arts and culture with all of this? But we're talking about building a community of creativity. So people are actually designing these robots, figuring out how to build them and put them together, you know. So it's in MakerFest, we're talking about that hands-on building. If you dream it, you can learn how to build it.
Yeah.
So in that area, you have everything from 3D printing to, which is really hot right now.
Love that, yes.
And we actually have people from River City Labs, which is kind of like a maker's community here in Peoria, and they've designed life-sized board games. So if you've heard about Settlers of Catan, like a lot of people like playing that game, they have a life-sized version of Settlers of Catan that you can play, which is just kind of fun and cool.
Yeah.
So it gets really creative in that part of the exhibit hall space too, and we just absolutely love that. We also have that component of creativity that's very, very vibrant in the greater Peoria area right now. So now, in addition to that, that's not all.
My gosh!
There's also I know
so much fun activities already. I mean, enough for get the kids' brains really moving. I love it.
Absolutely. And in Peoria, we've always had an awesome history of live performance, right?
Yeah,
and
for
the
sure.
performing
Especially at
arts.
Civic Center, right?
Especially
it's such a perfect spot to have it. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. This is part of our heritage in Peoria, having these awesome live performances. Civic Center has an awesome Broadway series that you guys bring in, and then there's also this local culture of community theater.
Yes.
We're going to have on the main stage at Ignite, which is right when you first walk in, we're going to have like 16 live performances throughout the day.
Wow.
So
ranging from
you're going to have all of your local community theaters like Eastlight, Peoria Players, Cornstalk, Niche Theater Arts. We're going to have performances by the Peoria Park District. We're going to have performances by the Peoria Ballet. Ooh. We're going to have performances by the Heart of Illinois Chorus, by the let's see, there's a couple other ones in there that I'm blanking on right now.
My
but
gosh.
It's a really wide range of performances. So, this is a perfect opportunity if you have always wanted to, like, I think I want to get season tickets for this, but I don't know. And maybe you've just never, gone to see a certain, a live choral performance or, something like that. You can get a taste of all
everything.
Of that. Each of those organizations are performing for about 20 minutes. Okay. So it's just a fantastic bite-sized
and sometimes for a little one, that's all you can do.
It's perfect. I was actually talking with a mom just the other day, and she said, "Oh, my 3-year-old really wants me to take her to a community theater performance, but I'm just not sure if she can sit through for 2 hours.
They are long. So, for a kid.
So when I told her about Ignite, she was like, "This is perfect. I can bring her, and she can just kind of get that little taste of theater." So
and grow into it. The 2-hour show.
Grow into it, and get really excited about it. So that's what we have in the main space. But that's not all, Jess.
Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. This is quite the event.
Yes. So then we also want to celebrate the local singer-songwriter band community that we have here, which is very vibrant in Peoria. You may know that WTVP has launched this new series called State and Water, which is absolutely fabulous. So we have a small miniature State and Water stage that is right outside of the exhibit hall section that's going to be featuring some awesome local singer-songwriters, Hannah Offit, SMD and the Underground School of Sound, and many, many other local performers. That stage starts at 11 a.m., and there's even going to be this awesome little Bloody Mary bar. So if you got me there, so you can sit back and enjoy some really awesome local music. Back there.
Sounds like a relaxing afternoon, morning. What's the hours of the show? I guess we need to address that.
Absolutely. So it's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay.
And again, this is Saturday, August 12th.
So not this Saturday, but the following.
Saturday, but the following, and we, this wouldn't happen without the Peoria Civic Center and their awesome support. And there's free parking, which is incredible. So, just put it on your calendar. We know it's probably going to be hot outside because it's August 12th. So you want to spend the day inside learning about arts and creativity and all this stuff. It
sounds just amazing event to get the juices going before school starts again.
Exactly.
Exactly. Got to kickstart all that.
And inspire your kids for learning. Yes.
And the creative side of children, when they learn creatively. When you think of when you were talking about robotics, I'm like, that's such, it's engineering, so much science and math. And a lot of times people don't think of creativity with that.
Right.
But it is.
It is. And increasingly more in our culture right now, there's this marriage between technology and the arts. And we see it in film, we see it in video games, we see it in programming. And you think about all those new jobs that are going to be, developed through just programming and apps and all of that stuff. So it's really, really important that they go hand in hand, both the digital side of it and the hands-on side of it. So very excited. And then there's one other very particular component of Ignite that's always been a part of Ignite that's really cool, and that's Fashion Ignite.
Ooh.
Now, I noticed that you're a very fashionable person.
Oh, well, thank you.
You've got your matching jewelry, and it's just absolutely lovely. And Fashion Ignite is a live professional fashion photo shoot.
Ooh.
That happens, yes. And it's just super, super cool. Tracy Fergoli is a local professional fine artist and photographer, and she's kind of always headed up Fashion Ignite. So this is an avant-garde fashion show. So we're talking about high-end haute couture fashion that you have going on here.
You don't have to like bring your own clothes to wear.
No,
I mean, you should wear clothes to come. But
well, yeah, and this is to clarify that it's not, she's just taking photos of professional models. So they already have everyone there.
Okay,
right? So you
gotcha.
get to observe the makeup being done and actually what goes into a model fashion photo shoot.
Wow.
What Tracy has done that's totally new this year is she's actually created an environment that's very interactive for the public. So if you went to like a Christian Dior fashion show in New York City, you're not just watching a runway show, but you actually have like an environment that they create for you to experience the fashion. So she's created this this secret garden environment that you can walk through and just kind of it mirrors some of the fashion that's happening in the photo shoot, but it's very, very hands-on. There's going to be an art installation that people can interact with. The Central Illinois Ballet is actually going to be doing a choreographed routine around that art installation at 1:30.
Wow.
So I mean, it's just super cool stuff that's happening.
So many things. I can't even believe it.
Yeah.
So Saturday, August 12th. From 9 to 5, you said, at the Peoria Civic Center. And what was the admission to get in, general admission?
It's completely free.
It's free.
So it's totally free, yeah.
Free admission and free parking for all
Free
that?
admission, free parking, so mark it on your calendar.
Oh my gosh. So even if your kids are, you tend to look at the description and think artsy, but not. If they're into robotics, if they're into fashion, and if they're into drawing, kids love getting their hands on everything.
Absolutely.
So
it's just an incredible experience.
Mark your calendar. It's not too far away, about a week and a half away. Ignite Peoria downtown in the Peoria Civic Center. Thank you so much, Jenn, for joining me today and explaining everything about your event. It sounds absolutely amazing, and it sounds like you've put so much work into it.
It's been so much fun.
Oh, it sounds amazing. So wonderful. Well, thanks so much for joining me. All right. So 2 wonderful events happening the next 2 weekends. This in conjunction with Ignite Peoria. They are also, the city of Peoria is hosting a Peoria Civic Hackathon, which is the first time for that. Hackathon. What is that? Well, they have teams of 2 to 7 participants that will come together, and they're going to work on solving local challenges using their technology skills. So if you like to do a lot of that with the computers and digital work, these teams will be they'll get a data set, and then they'll be solving a problem from there, and they'll be creating a website, an app, or other tools that can help improve the lives of people in the Peoria area. It's a 10-hour hacking session that'll happen in the Peoria Civic Center Lounge, which will be right outside of Ignite Peoria. So if you come down for Ignite Peoria, you can hop over and see what's going on with the hackathon too. So that'll be interesting. There is cash prizes for those teams. So if you'd like to compete, go to PeoriaCivicHackathon.org. It is also, links for all of these events that we're talking about today are also available at PeoriaCivicCenter.com. So if you're familiar with the website, you can go check them out that way. All right, for the rest of August, I'm just going to run through some of the other things that are happening within the Civic Center. As you know, it is a multi-event complex, so we have events happening every day, sometimes at the same time. So also on Saturday, August the 12th, New Life Christian Church will be hosting their 5th year Founders Banquet. They will have special guests, comedian Broderick Rice and Grammy-nominated artist Vashawn Mitchell for entertainment. The general public is invited, so if you'd like a really nice dinner with some great performance and comedy, check out the tickets. Again, PeoriaCivicCenter.com will have the link for that event, and you can buy tickets from there. Later in August, Joe Bonamassa is coming on August 25th. This was a rescheduled show from March. So there are still tickets available from the Toyota box office. If you're not familiar with Joe's music, he was one of the greatest guitarists of his generation, and is really credited to bringing that blues rock genre into the mainstream music. So check out the description, YouTube him, check out his music, and then go to Toyota box office and get yourself some tickets. Should be a good show in the theater. Also coming in August 26th and 27th, the Gems of the Prairie Group will be having their annual quilt show in the Peoria Civic Center. Over 400 quilts will be on display. So if you're into sewing or you just like really nice blankets, come and check them out. 400 on display. There will also be vendors and tools and technique demonstrations. So maybe you want to learn how to make a quilt. It always looked like a really big project to me, so I never did it. But I always want to take all my run shirts and make into a quilt. So maybe there's somebody down there that can help you do that as well if you're a St. Jude runner. If you have a quilt at home, you can also bring it in and have it appraised. There is that runs for 2 days. So the quilt show runs August 26th, the Saturday, from 9 to 5, and then Sunday 11 to 4. There is an admission of $7 to get in, but you can also buy a discounted 2-day pass. Some of the entertainment coming to the Peoria Civic Center Theater. REO Speedwagon is coming in September 15th. So again, Toyota box office, grab your tickets for that classic rock band, Midwest rock band, I should say. I think they're from the Midwest originally. Looking out into the fall, October, we'll have Brian Wilson from the Beach Boys playing the entire Pet Sounds album. That's October 8th. Ron White, cigar smoking, scotch drinking comedian, will be coming back to Peoria. You can catch that funny man on October the 12th. Christian rock band Mercy Me is also in the PCC Theater on October 14th. Opening for them is Unspoken and Ryan Stevenson. So 3 really big Christian rock bands if you're into that genre. Such a variety from rock to classic to comedy to Christian, all kinds of things going on. And then, of course, our Broadway season, Jenn mentioned it earlier. Full season and mini season tickets are on sale for that. Individual tickets for individual shows will be rolling out here in a staggered start. Motown, which plays in October, those individual tickets will be going on sale on Monday, so don't miss that. Dirty Dancing is coming in November, Sound of Music in February, and Wizard of Oz in April. If all 4 of those titles look good to you, you can buy your tickets now for your full season ticket pass to the 2017-18 Broadway series. That is all the stuff as of now happening at the Peoria Civic Center. Always a mecca of entertainment in downtown Peoria. That's all I've got for this month. We'll see you again, always broadcasting 9 a.m. the first Thursday of every month. So we'll see you in September. Thanks.
PeoriaLife.com